After 2 years of full-timing in our RV, we're asking ourselves, what's next for Reset Your Journey? Hey there, I'm Rose.
And I'm Glenn, and this is Reset Your Journey.
If you've been following along, you know that we've been adventuring all over the country for 2 years now, and we've learned a lot about ourselves, RVing, and life in general, and we've shared them all with you.
But we're at a crossroads in our lives again, and we feel that need to reset again. Problem is, we just don't know what that is yet. This has been a big reset for us.
Yes.
And when this first came around, COVID was the catalyst. But we didn't really know it at the time, but we really needed a change and a reset. So boom, we sell everything and we start traveling the country full time. We didn't know if this was going to go on for an indefinite period of time. We didn't know we were going to have a channel. We didn't know if we'd want to settle down at some point, but we did want to know where we wanted to live when that time came.
Full-time travel wasn't the goal forever. We definitely want to find that place to have a maybe hybrid life, right?
Yeah, I think what we realize now is that the takeaway that we've had from this trip are we found some amazing places. We met some amazing people. The boys got to see the country in its entirety almost.
And they learned a lot.
They learned, yes,
yeah.
they
And they're
did.
still learning.
Road school is an awesome way to teach your kids. Let me just throw that in there.
True.
But we realize now we're not quite sure where we want to live because we have too many choices.
We know too much, guys. You think you travel because you're going to find that one place or state that you really love and that's where it's going to be. Well, we know too much and there's too many options, and homeschooling as well, that's a factor.
That is a factor, and
Friends,
state
family.
laws, and where everyone is. We missed our friends and family more than we realized. So now it seems like we're going to have to find a hybrid lifestyle where we can find a small house. And I think the key here, and the message I want to send out to any of you, if you are thinking about selling it all and going full time, strongly consider downsizing your life, downsizing your house, and maybe having a really small house where you can hybrid and work remotely and come and go instead of just going out full time, because there are times it gets very lonely. There are times where it's exhausting. There are times where you're just like, I miss a small house.
Right, you just need that base or something that you know you can come back to at any time.
It helps, and I think that's where our journey is starting to take us. Again, we had no idea, but now we have an idea. So I hope that you can learn from us when you're considering something like this, because there are so many variables.
Right.
So for us, we don't have an income. I'm not employed. So that also factors into this, because, by selling the business, that doesn't mean we can retire forever. I need an income.
That money will run out.
It will. So it's time to find something hopefully remote, keep some kind of an RV, continue to travel and produce content, but also have something small to come back to.
Towards the end of our travels this year, we found ourselves really craving a home base, something to come back to of our own. We also felt the need to be closer to friends and family, and some more consistency for our boys and homeschooling.
And we miss things like having a garden, just growing our own food, and things like that require a stationary or a hybrid lifestyle. And on top of that, we also crave a new challenge that aligns with our values.
So we have some decisions to make, and they're not easy decisions, but we're at this crossroads ultimately because we need to make more of an income for our family of 4 to live on. So these are the options that could work for our family. 1, Glenn finds a job with a company that he believes in.
Well, that's easier said than done, and I have been trying, but it turns out when you have an entrepreneurial background, the bots that search resumes, they don't seem to like that, and it really comes down to who you know.
It does. Number 2, we buy a business.
And I think that's a great option. But the businesses that I find that are for sale don't necessarily align with our values.
And 3, we go back to what we know and what serves our values and purpose better than anything else.
And that is coaching people to improve their lives, their health, and their wellness. Prior to traveling and selling everything, we spent over 3 decades coaching people already. So it's what we know, it's what we're comfortable with. But here's the important point. It's what we found the most fulfilling. There's nothing like having clientele that comes to you and says, you know what? I'm now off my medication.
Yeah.
I can actually climb and do this hike that I couldn't do before. That feels so good. So what do? There are plenty of great channels that focus on full-time RVing. But what about when you hit that point where you're ready to slow down or transition into a hybrid lifestyle?
So we're going to bring you along as we reset our journey again.
So if you decide to go full-time, keep in mind that you may also hit this point.
We value you, our community, and your input.
So please, let us know in the comments what you would do in this situation. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate you.